probably should have been caught earlier though, considering it's meant to be a legal document.
It's only as good as the facts.
Is the certificate correct?
The certificate is
Yeah,
from us,
so
but this is the actual request.
Contact them, get a new one.
Yeah, it's
It's
the actual request for
It's not that
buyback.
big a deal, really.
Here's Gary, custodian.
That's probably where they're going and not where they're.
Yes, storm coming in.
Yeah, I see that on the news, but I didn't know if it was gonna be south of us or not.
It's right there.
Well, your windows aren't really down, you might want to roll them up.
We got 9:10 at noon. And I dumped the rain gauge when I left the house this morning.
Yeah, I was putting signs up, it's nice for the ground when you're pounding the signs.
Yeah.
Let it rain. There was a lot of water flooded right down here off of Mackinac, still from 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Farmfield.
I had 9:10 apparently over the weekend when I come back Sunday.
Yep.
So we're in the bill paying stage until
Oh.
7 o'clock.
Yep.
So this training that Bill went to took place at the Doubletree in Bay City,
Yes,
and we paid for him to stay in a room in Bay City.
yes,
We paid $48 for the riverfront grill.
that was his meal.
$48
So
for
should we
one
have,
person to eat a meal. If I travel, and it's
Well, it might have
been,
been more than one
Might have
meal.
been more than one meal.
well, last time we had this come up when he took his wife, they were supposed to pay for
His
his
wife
wife.
didn't go this time.
Okay, so we don't know who we're paying for a meal for then, $48.
$48.
That could have been 3 days worth of meals, I don't know.
It's got a date on it. So, I mean, don't we have some kind of a policy that if they are going to a conference that's located within the same county, that we're not gonna pay for a hotel room?
we're supposed to get a
Well,
breakdown.
you had to be there really early in the morning for the conference.
So, okay, so we pay for the room, but 46, there's no breakdown on the receipt that says, yeah, we had a breakfast, lunch, and a supper. When I travel, from Ipsum or anybody, I get $36 a day. But I gotta turn in my receipts for that day. $46, and it just says for 612, and there's a reference number, one reference number, not multiple reference numbers. That's a question, and that's a legitimate one, because the average taxpayer would say $46 for a meal, just like I just did.
Well, it wouldn't be hard to put $46 on a steak, but I guess, I doubt if he ate a steak. But I'm sure it was more than one meal, I would be willing to bet.
But we're assuming an
I
assumption.
thought it was a steak dinner. Let's assume it was a steak dinner,
I go to Lucky's and I can get a steak for $25.
not the one I eat.
Now, Prime Rib's 29 if you get the 16 ouncer, but the moral of the story is,
I would think that a conference that's taking place in our own county is questionable to pay for a room. It's not what that's supposed to be about. I would think the citizens would feel the same.
That's Gary's bill. This was owed to Gary because he went to Hugo's and had 2 more hall keys printed up. should go under these two bills. She hasn't looked at yet. This is the bug bill.
Just keep bugging us.
Regular bill item. So this bill, we usually paid yearly. They bundled it the same, this is the same bill I called on it today. It's for our firewall. And because they bundled it, we can pay it monthly or yearly.
But we get a discount.
Or you get a discount for 3 years.
So, you get the discount. IAE. Dues for Bill.
Dues and subscriptions. What is IAEI? Independent Alliance of the Electrical Industry, and he wants to opt out of it.
Opt out of automatic membership.
Oh,
That way it doesn't automatically renew every year, just in case he doesn't need it next year.
so it's $120?
$5.
This is 105.
Right.
This is checked, is this
It
120?
says
Oh,
105.
the senior citizen
Yeah.
discount? Damage deposit return. For the hall. So, Jeff took the belt off of that and fixed the change meter on, for the water on the outside of the building. And this was the parts that he picked up. And it seems to be functioning marvelously. Otherwise, the parts come from where, Montana or Utah or Wyoming or someplace out there.
Timbuktu.
Yes. We talked to him
China by way of Timbuktu.
a year ago. This is our retirement. We talked about it, talked to him, what, a year ago when it was acting up? And they were out in, I don't know, out west someplace.
ACI. This payment for part 2 of it, or?
That might be the last payment on the last meter, KCI, or is that the, it says?
It's for the tax bill.
Yeah, is it the first one or the last one? Last one?
Yeah, should be. Is that for sending out the property taxes?
Mr. Selmer's the second payment.
Yeah, second payment. This is supplies for the hall,
Mhm.
when it comes to garbage
Yep,
bags and.
yep. I'm gonna do this here, drop them off. Mutual life insurance.
Yeah, mutual life insurance.
You know, if nobody plans on dying, why don't we cancel for a few months and we'll reinstate it?
Nobody plans on dying. Unless you're in a
But hospice.
gunfight. What is this for?
That's
$19.
Menards,
That's what?
Menards for the basketball hoop stuff.
Oh,
And
okay, so we built right it together for $65 for that basketball hoop out here.
Seem to have had a difficult time getting it all together. We clapped like, what, 4 or 5 hours just for the basketball hoop. Is he having a hard time?
Well, it needed painted, it needed,
Can't take the old down,
Oh, the
the
old-
base bracket down.
Oh,
The
yeah.
back piece was up
Yeah.
there, which probably had to be ground off. I saw electrical cord moving across the parking lot that day. Or no, I saw. But we won't say electrical cord. Them back bathrooms, actually over the weekend could have used a little TOC. I don't remember seeing that on there. On the last bill. One.
this was on the two farms.
Two separate bills.
Is that furnace starting to make noise?
It's pouring out too. So it's a combination of pouring and
That's-
furnace.
At that storm.
But that blower right there is,
Yeah, that ain't that old of a furnace, we can get that checked.
she's coming down.
So this was the rescue rig.
Uh-huh. Something happened to it.
Well, no, they got the brakes fixed and the oil changed and all put back in shape. It's $1,100.
So we didn't previously have the synopsis going into the Big County Journal, and I appreciate that you're doing that. Are you using the same basic idea that anything that's voted on is what gets summarized in there?
synopsises are supposed to go in
No, oh, I know they are. We had said that for a while. What I'm saying is what you include in the synopsis, obviously not as detailed as the minutes.
there.
But if there's something else that's voted on, anything that we actually do a roll call vote on, you include in there?
I believe so.
Because it didn't seem like it in the last one.
I believe so. I have to check with Shirley.
Okay.
She actually
She's the one
does
that
the-
writes it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because
Takes
the
it,
synopsis
synopsis of the
didn't have
minutes.
everything in it, so.
$39
why I was
for the
curious.
Office supplies. There's $100 for the bathroom that we split with Frazier. Up on Sea Point. There's trash.
Are we talking trash when I heard this bill?
You got the jokes too.
Fuel recovery, 1,066.
So there wasn't a copy of the fuel recovery on that? I always.
But they charged us $1,060.
No, I know, but I went through it and signed it and gave it to him. It should have been
This is all it said. 2 pages.
I can get you a copy of the fuel recovery. Or you just
Well.
send it in back.
It's comical.
It's coming down, a little at a time. I think it was 1,200 last month.
So this is actually kind of came to my attention because I saw the stamp on that last bill was actually June 1st. So obviously, you know, somebody forgot to
Oh,
change it to July.
yeah, yeah.
But as I was looking to see if there were any other ones that, you know, had come in that same day, there's a lot of these that aren't date stamped.
That's my
It seems
fault.
like each month there are less and less of them that are date stamped when they're.
When they send them
received.
to us through email,
Yeah,
we have the tray right there to pay them, so we
Yeah.
end up
just put them in.
paying it, and half the time I forget to stamp them what day we got them.
Okay.
I make sure that it's a legit bill, and then
Yeah.
we do good about it for a while, and then we
Mhm.
forget.
So what exactly is the role of Republic when it comes to the trash cans? Do they have, as far as you know, a list in their vehicle of how many trash cans are supposed to be at which locations? Or, so what would cause Republic to take it upon themselves, their drivers more so, to take it upon themselves to take extra containers from somebody's house that they had out to the road?
I talked to Teresa about it, and she said apparently they sent down a thing that there shouldn't be more than 2, but then she said, look, we don't know who has more than 2, and of course, this guy had the 2 neighbors' trash cans, so those 2 trash cans went back last week when I talked to her. She was taking them back to him, and then she was gonna talk to the yard, because the rules, they need to do more checking than just picking up trash cans, but it's not very often a neighbor borrows 2 trash cans either.
Right, well, I get that, but there's obviously places that have many more than 2 that have never had that problem. So I was just kind of curious what the rule of thumb actually was for those drivers.
I don't,
Who was it that they took trash cans from?
It's the gentleman next to the petrol store, I believe,
Yeah.
just north of the
Right
petrol store.
right by Gru.
Yeah,
he needed more trash cans, and 2 neighbors wasn't using theirs, so he borrowed 1 from each side of them,
They disappeared.
and they disappeared. And usually Republic isn't that fast for them to be disappearing right after the trash truck goes through, so. But she admitted it's a new rule, and they're just getting used to it, and they're not sure how it's gonna play out yet.
okay, so is that something that people need to be made aware of? That if they have more than 2, that they could lose some, or is that something they're changing on their end? Because, you know.
Well, they changed it on there, and then obviously didn't mention it to us one way or the other, but I
Yeah.
think they're playing with it to see how it works, and I don't think it's working so well, according to Teresa, at this moment.
Yeah, because I mean, if you just drive down the road on trash day, there's places that have many more than 2, and who knows what they're actually being charged for.
And there's times we put everything
Cross-reference
in one
issue.
spot. So you could find, if it's recycle week, you actually could find 6
Yeah.
cans out in front of 509.
Precisely.
Yeah, it was long. find it interesting that if you contact the lawyer, he does not get back to you. That's very interesting. Because last time I knew, everyone at this front table was a trustee. Wow, he don't get back to you. And legally, we're all trustees. So if you have a question, or I have a question, and it gets directed to the lawyer should respond.
That's our regular spectrum bill. Here's the fire truck fuel bill.
Because there's two things in there where it comes up. So 40 minutes are spent regarding something about Campbell. I didn't hear nothing from him. So as far as I'm concerned, you don't merit being paid for something I didn't hear a response on.
For 40 minutes?
Yeah, he says point 2 and point 2. That's 40 minutes.
Well, I don't know why he would write it down, and I'll talk to him about it.
You know, if you can't respond to me, then don't bill me for it.
Fire trucks, fuel.
Yeah, we keep that one going.
And then this is the Verizon bill, that's what the fire department. Payroll.
Okay.
Is Chuck coming?
Throw that over in that corner.
Has the adjustment been made in payroll for interim chief clerk? For his hours? Taking
I
the
don't think
salary
he's
out
turned
and going
anything
hourly?
into us yet, has he?
No, I don't think he's,
He hasn't turned anything into us yet.
Okay. Those are nice little notepads out on the desk, Sherry.
thanks.
Is that for your kids?
No.
Hello.
No.
Red?
Thunderstorm, 40 feet, 40 crystal.
when I said hi, Ross.
Still ran?
No.
It was fun. We had a good time every time. Yeah.
Hello, Sharon. How's everyone? Hmm?
Oh, you don't have anything on? Okay. I will turn everything on this one.
Maybe turn everything on, and then the second time you hit the recorder.
We'll do that. It'll be okay. I just didn't do it last time, because you always did, and I didn't pay any attention. My bad.
Yeah, just in case, I mean, I'm